But so I finished Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I watched that movie, and it wasn't bad, but it didn't, I think it's because I went into it with really, really high expectations. Like, this might be his best movie. Like, because a lot of people were saying stuff like that. And what was it? Like Reservoir Dogs, that was a Tarantino, right?
Yep.
Yes.
That blew Once Upon a Time in Hollywood out of the water in my eyes, as far as the quality of movie and how much it sucked me in. Like, it was all right, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I split it into 2 watches. Like, watch the first half and then watch the second half, because I was trying to watch it with my girlfriend. She fell asleep.
Yeah, I think it's one of his better movies, but I don't think it's his best. I definitely prefer Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs in that order. I do love the Kill Bill 2 movies, both of them, but I think I like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood better. It's real close. I don't like Jackie Brown. I've never liked it. And I want to check that one out next. And Inglourious Bastards and Hateful Eight. I don't like either of them very much. I like them both, but they're not great. Inglourious Bastards, I've talked about it before, but it's like, I don't care about the other characters. I really want to focus on Brad Pitt and the Inglourious Bastards and see them do war stuff, but that's not Tarantino's style. And then Hateful Eight.
Interesting.
Hateful Eight's like a big stage play, and I can appreciate parts of it for sure. The acting's really fucking strong. Kurt Russell's great, but it drags a little bit, and I loved it in 70 millimeter because the parts that are really boring and a lot of people shit on are like the landscape shots where they're following the wagon out in the snow for like literally 3-4 minutes at a time. Dude, in 70 millimeter, that was like, I mean, I was high as fuck, but I was just gobsmacked. I was just like, wow, it looks incredible. It looked great. So
that's what I loved about that one.
Bastards. Like, I remember seeing that for the first time and being like, this is awesome. And then like on rewatch, you're like, oh, this isn't as good as I remember. This just really isn't that great.
You were great in it, though. I couldn't believe they picked you for that film, but you did a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, as the Bear Jew.
That's what I was
No, not as the Bear Jew, as Monsieur Lapidite.
I see him as that guy in Sling Blade, personally, but you do you.
I call it a cadre blade. I call it a sling blade.
Taylor, you have mentioned several times you were watching something with your girlfriend and fall asleep, and she falls asleep. I can just picture like let's grab a really thick comforter, maybe some warm milk, some turkey, and we'll pop some melatonin and watch a movie. Is this the setup?
No. Sleep earlier, and I in fairness, it was so late that night. I was like, I'm not watching another hour and a half of a fucking movie. I'll watch a Family Guy episode and go to bed. But
the end was great, though, right?
Oh, the last 30 minutes of it was spectacular. That sucked me in. I loved that. There were just like, who's the blonde woman?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Her entire storyline, I did not give a fuck. I did. It didn't suck me in, and in the end, it ended up really not being that relevant.
It was, in my opinion, like the reason that I felt like Margot Robbie's performance was so important to the movie, even though it was the smallest of all the performances, was you really needed to care about her character. You needed to love Sharon Tate and see her as this beautiful, like lighthearted person who's just sort of happy to be alive and really enjoying her life, and so that you could fear for her there in the closing scenes, because if you read Helter Skelter, if you know anything about the Manson murders, you know what's coming. They're going to murder this beautiful pregnant lady and paint the walls with her fucking blood, literally. They're going to stab her 35, 40 times or something. And you're just, if they didn't focus on her at all, and it was just Sharon Tate, quote unquote, all right, well, they're going to kill her, I guess. But since it's Margot Robbie and she's so pretty and she's so, likable, I was just, oh God, as we were getting close to the end of the movie, I was getting nervous. I was like, I don't want them to kill Margot Robbie.
It's a tension adding agent. Yeah.
It was. Another great scene is when they went to the farm, right? The horse farm.
With that smoking hot chick with the long armpit hair.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like that very much, but when she was actually the daughter from Kill Bill, Uma Thurman's daughter, B. That's her all grown up, the lady with the armpit hair. But yeah, that whole scene, that they built so much tension there at the horse farm when he's like, I want to see my friend.
Yep.
And this screen door, it ain't gonna stop me. And she's finally like, all right,
Fanning,
come on in. Yeah. Brad Pitt's fucking great. He won the Oscar.
Yeah.
Here's why I couldn't enjoy this one. And I think we touched last time on all the anxieties and the stress I have as a YouTuber. But the entire theme of that, or at least for DiCaprio's character, was he's aging out. He's getting shipped off to television, to Italy to do spaghetti westerns. And the whole time I was in theaters, I was just tripping out on my own career and how fragile it all is. And it made it into a very stressful experience, and I couldn't enjoy it like I enjoyed something like The Hateful Eight, which is just a fun escape in a snowy place. So I liked it.
You got to look at it as this is the beginning of the resurgence of Leo's career, right? Because that's the story, right? You know, it's him falling back in love with acting, getting his work ethic together, and then at the very end, like making the connections that are going to propel his career past all those guys that he's playing second fiddle to. So I mean, in the end, it was him succeeding, him getting his career back and being propelled forward.
I did like the part of the movie when he's working on that Western with that little girl.
Oh, that was excellent.
That was a great scene. She's a tremendous actor for a little kid. Very
incredible.
Very impressive. Yeah, really impressive, that little girl. But like, I liked after he fucked up his lines when he was talking to Timothy Olyphant or whatever, who is the most Western looking man on earth.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You can't go wrong casting that guy in a Western. He looks tremendously old.
He does.
He looks great. But when he goes back into his trailer and he's having like a manic breakdown and like yelling at himself in the mirror,
you
like,
have a fucking drink, I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head.
You have a drink tonight, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna kill you tonight if you have a drink. I'm never drinking again. You gotta get it together. And then like it fast cut and he's like, glug, glug. No. Like,
he's like, you're fucking up your lines and it makes it look like you didn't practice and you did. You did fucking practice.
You fucking up because you're drunk and you forgot your lines. You drink again, I'm gonna kill you. And then drinking and then spitting it out, screaming at himself. I really liked that. He sold it as like a guy who's got a substance problem and is like internal monologue battling. That was a really good scene.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kyle, your critical analysis is making me want to go back and rewatch it. But on a similar topic, have you guys heard the rumors about Leonardo DiCaprio's sexual proclivities? They're in LA. You hear a lot about this stuff.
But he's single.
No, tell me.
Can we speculate? Can I just maybe slander an A-list movie?
Well, I mean, he watches the show, but I'm sure he'd be okay.
No, not on this show.
And I also went after Tony Ferguson last time, which was a much more dangerous, physically speaking, endeavor.